Hello there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. My name is Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. If you're new to my channel, I wanted to introduce myself to you. I am a certified tarot reader. I'm also a former newspaper journalist, so I tend to approach my readings kind of fact based. Try to get my facts straight before we go to spirit and get a little more in depth and see what the deal really is. And I'm also an initiated and ordained Wiccan priestess, and also in African tradition. So, got some stuff. And, oh, let me not go any further. My existing subscribers, I thank you so very much for your support. I love your presence here. I love your comments. I really enjoy watching when people interact with one another. You share information between one another and you keep it respectful and tolerant. And that is the one thing that I ask on this channel. Otherwise, I have no problem with blocking people. This is intended to be a platform for thoughtful interaction and definitely keeping our spirits high. Speaking of which, along those lines, I do host a monthly, every first Friday of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I host a spiritual politics private Zoom meetup. All right, so if you're interested in that, I'll put a link to how to register for it down below. All right, I'd love to have you there. Let's talk. I'm gonna keep this one short today, you all, but on a kind of petty but can't help myself note, what about we'll call him 45 today. You all have worn me down with that, with the 40 F-47 thing. So let's do 45 today. I think we can agree on that. So 45 helping little X up on the copter, on the helicopter, like. But I'm going to tell you, for all of the ridiculousness that, that provoked, right? Just unbelievable. The more we think, can we believe our eyes? Here comes something else to challenge us along those lines, right? But I'm going to tell you for real, who did not like that. And I bet many of you have already guessed. Two people, Melania and Barron. That did not go over well with them. Never mind, Don Jr. and Eric and Ivanka. Never mind them. But in particular, the role that you have to remember, how old was Barron during that 2016 phase, or in 2015 when he was running? Like, all of a sudden you're the nice little grandpa kind of image. That just did not work. But that struck me like, ooh, that did not go over well with Melania and Barron. All right, you all. But more to the point, what I want to look at today, I'm going to look at 45 over the next 60 days, Spirit is saying. So we're already in March. Many of us readers on the platform have talked about the Ides of March, and many of you have talked about the Ides of March, that there was something coming energetically, especially with a lot that's happening astrologically, that something's got to be getting ready to come for him. Some sort of disruption. Perhaps he becomes unable to do the job for entertainment purposes only, and not wishing any harm on anyone. I have to say that ethically, and because I do feel that way. But and then I get comments from some of you saying, well, I'll say it. I hear you. But there's been a sense, like a real buildup of energy, that something, either, you look at him, the pace that the office requires, right? That the office of president, we've never seen a president in office who does not age. Okay, as in my humble opinion, as handsome as Barack Obama is, the office aged him. That was a different look that went out than what came in, right? So how can you keep up this pace, and for how long? We know there are health issues. We know there are health issues, physical health issues, not even dealing with whatever's happening, in the mental space. Okay. So I'm going to just take a look at it. Like, how long can it go? I'm going to take a close look at him over the next 60 days. And the second thing I want to look at today, you all, in light of the continued fracturing in the Democratic Party. Not even going to rehash it. I've done the videos. You all know what's happening with Schumer, etc. I'm getting a hint that, and I'm not the first to say it, something's going to happen with the Democratic Party, you all. I don't know if that means we're going to have a more concerted split towards the independent party, if people are going to start to change their affiliation, perhaps on both sides, Republicans and Democrats starting to go independent, and if, in fact, we are going to see some potential leaders um, go on, become independent candidates. I want to take a look at that. I don't think it's too soon. Some of you have been fussing at me, why are we dealing with 2026 and 2028? Because the time to plan for that is now, you all. It does a couple of things. It gives people a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, we have to deal with continually what happens day by day in front of us. I totally get it. But Spirit is also saying we have to have something to coalesce around, a common goal that can keep people energized and believing and seeing our way out of this mess. That said, let's get ready to go in, you all. Spirit, please show me 45. Between now and March, April, May, between now and, let's say June, his birthday. I know, I don't remember the date, but I know his birthday is in June. Between now and June, what will happen with 45? Between now and June. We have Temperance. There's going to be, oh, wow, and the Emperor comes right behind it. So this is him, fascist dictator, for entertainment purposes only. But we've got the Temperance card, you all. When it comes to health issues, arguably, the Temperance card is one of the major indicators of a health event or health issues. I want to go in on that Temperance. Ace of Cups, the beginning of something that starts to spill over, like that image of that cup is really calling me. And notice the pour between the two cups, in that like there's a change, there's something happening. Remembering too, because I'm thinking about health, I'm feeling health. Remember, the body is majority water. So what there's something disrupted in the flow of his body. In what flows in his body? The Four of Swords. What connects to his brain? The synapses in his brain. There have been mumblings about, more than mumblings even, predictions of a stroke. And the Sun, life. Wow. Oh, and I also feel like this is because I did ask in regards to his birthday going towards June. So this feels like something around or between now and his birthday. Spirit, please show me. Give me a little more clarity around 45's health between now and June, his birthday. I have the Seven of Wands fighting, really fighting to keep himself going. We saw not too long ago, everybody, we saw those bruises on the hand that many people, myself included, thought maybe, sometimes when you get those IV injections in the hand, that there could have been something related to that. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Look at that. Laid out, can't do it anymore. There's something that happens in relation to, and there's another health card, the Hermit. Doctors being called in, specialists being called in. And we will see, I also feel, sometimes, we know the Hermit can indicate a form of isolation or slowing down. We will not see as much of him. Or we may see a slowdown in his appearances, or his appearances may be only around select locations, like anything that does not involve travel. We've already seen, for whatever reason, he's not doing any international travel, and don't see that in the foreseeable future. There's a fear there. There's a genuine fear there. He's afraid of... Okay. I'm not saying that is a literal thing. Not saying that's a literal thing. But there is, between now and June, you all, there is a marked decline in him. And I think with that hermit, we're going to notice it because we're going to see more people talking on his behalf. We're going to see more people either in his cabinet or his senior advisors. We're going to start hearing more from them rather than him getting in front of the cameras every chance he gets. And we know typically that's his modus operandi, right? Any excuse to get in front of, some what he thinks is going to be an adoring crowd. Yeah, it is not looking good. I want to go to an oracle deck and get a little more clarity around it. Spirit, 45's health between now and June. I see the decline. I see death. Something, and this I'm also getting. Remember, we had that Ten of Swords a moment ago. This could be concerns about his own concerns about checking out. His own concerns about his well-being. His own concerns about what he knows. Nobody knows better than him, really. Even though he may be in denial about it. No, he's the one inside that body. He knows. He knows. And he's extremely worried. And that is why he's seeking out these doctors. Remember, we started out with Temperance and the Hermit. That's why he's seeking out. Get me a specialist. Get me someone new. Get me, find me somebody who can address this. Because he's concerned about life. The mask comes off to the extent that he makes more, he's not going to go entirely away. And we have seen him stumble and flub and get distracted and just kind of become incoherent. The mask comes off. We will see more of that. There is sweetness that comes, and there's the stuck card comes. I think this is in his body. This is a physical ailment that they can't figure out how to fix. I don't know if this is blood sugar, if this is cholesterol, if this is what, but this is in the body, and it's something that is so chronic that despite calling in these new doctors or trying different treatments or new medications, it's not moving the needle. And then we have a spark. Now that takes me back to the brain. Home, staying home more, staying closer to home more, because he doesn't feel safe. He doesn't trust his body. He doesn't trust himself. He just doesn't have it. It's starting all of this bravado, and it goes back to the diet again. Now, some of the changes are going to be, the doctors are going to start to really force him or want to force him to change his diet and start to take better care of his health and balance. Yeah, that's what, so from the medical angle, they're going to try change your diet. They're change your diet, giving him the vitamins and what have you. But because he's having an increasing awareness of his own frailty, it's going to make him want to slow down. It's going to, the mask of, this, we started out with the emperor, right? He always wants to appear in charge, executive powers, a dictator in charge. It's crumbling, and it's going to crumble rather than let it be so obvious that it crumbles in front of the public. When he does appearances, you will see less and less of those, because he does not trust his own body. He doesn't trust his mind. He doesn't trust what could possibly happen in front of the people. And embarrassment is what he'd avoid over almost anything. All right, couple of other things. The illusion, rose-colored glasses, it comes off. The illusion, that mask off that we got, the people, Americans who know, people around the globe who already know who this man is, know. But there are those die-hard cultists who are still struggling to see. they will start to see. There is no place to go. There's no place to hide. They will start to see. Now, does that lead to then Congress beginning to push back? Because that's all they've been waiting for. They're just waiting for the first sign of weakness and the first, the first opening, because they'll flip-flop. It's all about self-preservation, right? We've seen that. They'll flip-flop. So the minute he begins to show that mask comes off and all of those weaknesses, and if it is a major health event, we did see some pretty major arcana come up there, right? That death card, temperance. So should that happen, and before somebody asks them, it's going to be like, well, what about, then we got J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance has already set himself up. Spirit is saying the dislike is so broad all across the board that even if technically he is next in charge and would be put there to replace, he will not last. That just feels really definitive. He will not last. He will not be the person who carries on after 45 goes away, whenever that is. It will not be Vance. Not long term. Might be temporary, but not long term. All right, you all, and I'm going to keep this one short today. Independence. We see the town halls. We know that I've read on it before. I think others have seen. These are not just liberals or Democrats that are showing up at these town halls. We know these town halls are being directed and being taken place in a lot of red states and red counties, right? So that's who's showing up. They're trying to put a twist on it. The White House is trying to put a twist on it that it's people who are being planted and blah, blah, blah. We know better. That's not it. But Spirit, are we going to see a rise in the independent party? Are we on the verge of a rise in the independent party? Not just yet. We start out with the hangman. But this also is an indication people are considering it. They really are reevaluating the knowing that the Republican Party is certainly not the Republican Party any longer, right? And the Democratic Party is having a major identity crisis. So there's the hangman trying to figure it out. Where do we go? And we have the magician, you all. Whoa. Yeah. I think what Spirit is saying here, it doesn't necessarily have to be the independent party, but it could be a different kind of party. Because the magician, for those of you not familiar with tarot, the magician is creating something. And it is very often using what you have, existing resources, to then manifest and create something new with it. So is there a way to, are people going to start to figure out how can we take our existing Democratic Party and turn it into something else? Revamp it. And we have the Five of Wands. There's going to be some struggle and arguing about that. Not surprised. But we have the Queen of Pentacles. That does take me back to Kamala. And many of you, in fact, have been saying, okay, Afefe, stop with all these other people, looking at Pete Buttigieg, and now we hear Andy Bashir more. Tim Walz has come out. Like, stop pretending, talk about our girl a little bit. There could very well be, and there's the moon highlighting something, bringing something to light with this Queen of Pentacles. And even though she's a Libra, she always presents to me with a very strong, or it could be another woman. We know that this change, and between AOC, Jasmine Crockett, even Elizabeth Warren and others who are being very, very outspoken, there will be women who lead this change. And whether they are the actual party leaders, not sure. Nine of Swords. We're not there yet. Yeah, Spirit is basically saying, slow my roll. I got a little too enthusiastic about it. Knight of Pentacles. There is movement towards that, but it's going to be slow. The idea is, I get it. Thank you, Spirit. Right now, if there were too much focus on creating something entirely new without continued focus on how to fix what's broken within the Democratic Party, I'm getting that that would fracture people even further in terms of deciding who they want to identify with, how we can line up and coalesce. There it is again, another assessment card, Seven of Pentacles. So not yet. Spirit is saying slow your roll, Fefe. Not yet. We're not going to see some mass development yet, but there's something there. Don't be surprised. I have a sense that even Spirit, as we go into 2026, when we start getting closer towards the end of this year, is that when we see momentum. Yeah, the Chariot. Thank you. All right, I'm good with that, and I hope you are too. So yes, we are going to see some shifts, you all. And so just like the Republican Party is no longer that Republican Party that we all thought we knew what that was, the same thing is going to happen to the Democratic Party as well. And maybe it remains under the moniker of Democrat and not go into independent party that starts to take over. Maybe it remains the Democratic Party, but it will not be the same party. The changes absolutely have to happen. We're already seeing it start to occur because of the tension and the friction and all of the, we're going to do it one way, we're going to do it another. It has to change, and it will change, and it's going to change because of the voters. Kudos to the Tim Wallses, the Bernie Sanders, the Crockett's, the AOCs, the Bashirs, anybody who is ready to get up and get out and take it to the streets and get people to come together and continue to figure this out. Absolutely. Thank you all for being a part of that as well. I know many of you are. Many of you have been writing letters, showing up, sharing information. It's crucial that we continue to do that. All right. I'll talk to you real soon. Have a good week. I'll probably check in back here with you either on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Be good. Chin up, right? Chin up. I always close it out that way. I have to remind myself, chin up, shoulders back. We got this, right? Remember to breathe. All right. Take good care of each other and take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you later. Bye.